Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about the markets, the opening markets this morning, and we're going to talk about real estate, okay? Because real estate just saw a big downturn, and this is not the end. This is just the beginning. Let's dive right in and share the screen. We're going to go to CNBC, and today Dow jumps more than 300 points to bounce back from its lowest level since 2020. Now, just so you know, lowest level since 2020 is pretty low, I'm gonna be honest with you. Since the January highs of January 2022 to now, to say that we've taken a haircut on 401ks and things like that is an understatement. But if you notice right now, as of the recording of this, it jumped 300 points at the opening and it's shaved off almost half of those gains right now. Okay. Right now, the 10-year bond is literally touching, breathing up against 4%. That is a very, very important number right there, because once we hit 4 and go over 4, mortgages are going to get a little crazy. So let's dive right into this story that I want to go over. And I want to remind you that I have another channel called The Real Estate Ninja. Please go take a look at it. I'm going to leave a link in the pinned comment section below. If you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button on that, that'd be great, because we are going to track, there's going to be so much news in the real estate sector. I wanted to start a whole new channel about it because we're going to start getting ready to prepare ourselves, position ourselves to take advantage of the massive amount of foreclosures that are going to come because of this craziness in the market. And I know it sounds crazy because we've just came off of 2 years of the craziest home prices, but as we get into this story, you'll see why in the next 2 years, we're going to start to see the opposite of that. It's entitled Home Prices Cooled in July at the Fastest Rate in the History of the S&P Case Shiller Index. It says the 10-city composite rose 14.9% year over year, down from 17.4% in June. The 20-city composite gained 16.1%, which was down from 18.7% the previous month. And you may be thinking, these really aren't that big of percentages, but you'll see in a second. Tampa, Miami, and Dallas saw the highest annual gains among the 20 cities in July, with increases of 31%, 31%, and 24% respectively. Pretty impressive. It says home prices cooled in July at the fastest rate in the history of the S&P CoreLogic Case Shiller Index, according to a report that was released on Tuesday. Home prices in July were still higher than they were a year ago, but cooled significantly from June gains. Prices nationally rose 15.8% over July of 2021, well below the 18.1% increase in the previous month, according to the report. Now, let's stop right here. I want to explain something very important. Even though prices have gone up, the velocity of real estate has slowed dramatically over the last couple of years. That is what also aided in the prices going up. Why? When inventory is low or light, and there's more buyers than there are homes available, that causes a panic in and an increase bidding up of the prices of real estate. So people need to realize that too. When they see these sky high prices, you also have to realize there's not a lot of homes, if you look back in history compared to, historical standards, that are for sale. Okay. So that is very, very important. Now, what's happening now is a change since June that is absolutely amazing. And that is sellers are piling in. The problem is sellers are now finding that they missed the boat. They should have sold a few months back. Even this last spring would have been an amazing time because, again, there were so fewer homes available for sale. All right. Now, it says right here, July's report reflects a forceful deceleration. This is from Craig Lazara, Managing Director at S&P DJI, in a release noting the difference in the annual gains in June and July. The 2.3% point difference between those two monthly rates of gain is the largest deceleration in the history of the index. Now, again, breaking away from the story, that it's very important to understand that the sheer speed and velocity, the sharpness of the rate of mortgage raises is absolutely staggering. And there is no letting off right now because, as I showed you before, the 10-year bond is kissing 4%. And you know that this is a massive divergence from what the Federal Reserve is doing as far as raising their benchmark rate. And the reason why is because banks are pricing in risk. And also now we have Japan selling US treasuries like it's going out of style. So when you see that, you're also seeing a higher demand for more interest rate, more yield. People want more yield if they're going to loan money out. So that 10-year bond is spiking, the 10 and the 30 actually. So you are seeing more pressure. So you are now, what I was originally thinking was an 8% mortgage by December. We may actually be seeing an 8% mortgage. I know it sounds crazy, by mid-October. All right. So this is getting more and more interesting. Now it says another report from the National Association of Realtors show home prices softening dramatically from June to July. Prices usually fall during that time due to strong seasonality of the housing market. And this is a little breakaway. It's because people are on vacation. That's usually about the reason. But the decline was 3 times the average decline historically. The share of homes with price cuts reaching about 20% in August as the same as 2017, according to Realtor.com. Look, here is the facts. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and link this article below so you can take a look at it. But the most important thing that I want you to take away from this is that things are changing, and they're changing rapidly. So this is not the time, in my humble opinion. I'm a real estate agent, but I always say I'm the worst one in the world because I don't want to sell people something at the wrong time in the cycle. I want to make the most amount of money. Yes, can you make money from real estate all day long? Yes, you can if you have the right deal. The problem is those are few and far between, and it's usually seasoned investors that can spot them, right? Because seasoned investors, and that's what I love about real estate, can make money from real estate 4 different ways, and they're thinking about different ways of developing it, of renting it out, of cash flowing it, and also they're looking at tax reasons, right? So for a novice or someone that's just getting in, or maybe you want to buy your first home, to say that this is probably a bad time to buy is an understatement. This is the time to start storing up your cash, take care of your credit score. If your credit score is low, work on your credit score. And the reason why is because banks are not wanting to give lower rates to people with bad credit. And that is very, very obvious. If you have bad credit and you're looking to buy a home right now, you're going to be in the hurt locker because they're going to hit you with points. They're going to hit you with fees, all kinds of stuff. And make sure, guys, on closing, have your cash if you want to go buy a house. If you can't wait, make sure your cash is seasoned. That means it has to sit in the bank, the money you're going to use for the down payment, for 30 days or more in your bank account. So just remember that. It surprises a lot of people when they go to get a home loan, and all of a sudden, mortgage lenders, please put down the comments. Let them know what I'm talking about. It just surprises them when that money's not sitting in there. They've already got a home in escrow, and all of a sudden they can't get the loan because their deposit, their down payment, has not been in their bank account long enough. It sounds crazy, but it's really what's happening right now. All right, guys, that being said, again, follow the Real Estate Ninja on YouTube. I'd really appreciate it. We're going to keep going in depth with real estate and start giving you some tips and tricks on how to navigate this crazy world as far as buying homes. All right, guys, that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.